Welcome. Today we will be reading Lesson 325 in the workbook, and from the text, Chapter 28, Section 2, Reversing Effect and Cause, paragraphs 8 through 12. And now for Lesson 325. All things I think I see reflect ideas. This is salvation's keynote. What I see reflects a process in my mind, which starts with my idea of what I want. From there, the mind makes up an image of the thing the mind desires, judges valuable, and therefore seeks to find. These images are then projected outward, looked upon, esteemed as real, and guarded as one's own. From insane wishes comes an insane world. From judgment comes a world condemned. And from forgiving thoughts a gentle world comes forth, with mercy for the Holy Son of God, to offer him a kindly home where he can rest a while before he journeys on, and help his brothers walk ahead with him, and find the way to heaven and to God. Our Father, your ideas reflect the truth, and mine apart from yours but make up dreams. Let me behold what only yours reflect. For yours and yours alone establish truth. Perception is an activity in awareness, which begins with a thought of something desired. The mind then forms an image of the desired object, which it seeks to locate. The image is then projected away from oneself into a world of perception, where it is then protected and seen as real. With attack thoughts, one perceives an attacking world, and with fearful thoughts, one perceives a hostile world. Yet in choosing forgiveness does a world of kindness arise, and in one's union with others is one's supported on one's journey home. Let one's thoughts today be aligned with truth itself, rather than with personal thoughts that lead to illusions. And may one see through thoughts of innocence and truth, to a world newly resurrected in peace this very day. And now for our text reading for today, from Chapter 28, Section 2, Reversing Effect and Cause, paragraphs 8 through 12. The separation started with the dream, the Father was deprived of his effects and powerless to keep them since he was no longer their creator. In the dream, the dreamer made himself. But what he made has turned against him, taking on the role of its creator, as the dreamer had. And as he hated his creator, so the figures in the dream have hated him. His body is their slave, which they abuse because the motives he has given it have they adopted as their own, and hate it for the vengeance it would offer them. It is their vengeance on the body which appears to prove the dreamer could not be the maker of the dream. Effect and cause are first split off and then reversed, so that effect becomes a cause, the cause effect. This is the separation's final step, with which salvation, which proceeds to go the other way, begins. This final step is an effect of what has gone before, appearing as a cause. The miracle is the first step in giving back to cause the function of causation, not effect. For this confusion has produced the dream, and while it lasts, will wakening be feared. Nor will the call to wakening be heard, because it seems to be the call to fear. Like every lesson that the Holy Spirit requests you learn, the miracle is clear. It demonstrates what he would have you learn, and shows you its effects are what you want. In his forgiving dreams are the effects of yours undone, and hated enemies perceived as friends with merciful intent. Their enmity is seen as causeless now, because they did not make it. And you can accept the role of maker of their hate, because you see that it has no effects. Now are you freed from this much of the dream. The world is neutral, and the bodies that still seem to move about as separate things need not be feared. And so they are not sick. The miracle returns the cause of fear to you who made it. But it also shows that, having no effects, it is not cause, because the function of causation is to have effects. And where effects are gone, there is no cause. Thus is the body healed by miracles, because they show the mind made sickness, and employed the body to be victim or effect of what it made. Yet half the lesson will not teach the whole. The miracle is useless if you learn but that the body can be healed. For this is not the lesson it was sent to teach. The lesson is the mind was sick, that thought the body could be sick. Projecting out its guilt caused nothing, and had no effects. This world is full of miracles. They stand in shining silence next to every dream of pain and suffering, of sin and guilt. They are the dream's alternative, the choice to be the dreamer, rather than deny the active role in making up the dream. They are the glad effects of taking back the consequence of sickness to its cause. The body is released because the mind acknowledges this is not done to me, but I am doing this. And thus the mind is free to make another choice instead. Beginning here, salvation will proceed to change the course of every step in the descent to separation, until all the steps have been retraced, the ladder gone, and all the dreaming of the world undone. We learn in today's reading that the miracle is the first step in restoring causation to its rightful place. In the dream of separation, cause and effect have appeared to become reversed. The figures of the dream, which are actually effects of one's thoughts, appear to have become their own cause, attacking one vengefully, and making one victim of their fearful effects. Yet through forgiveness, enemies become friends, for one recognizes that the hate one saw in them came from one's own hate thoughts. The dream then becomes neutral, and other bodies seen in it no longer are fearful. Bodies can be freed of sickness when seeing that the sickness originated from the mind. Thus, the miracle acknowledges that nothing is being done to oneself, but rather it is one's own thinking which is doing it. One but does it to oneself, and hence one could choose differently.